Teofimo Lopez is the biggest fraud slash clown in boxing history. This guy, he does anything for attention, bro. I'm starting to realize that Teofimo Lopez doesn't really believe he's the best boxer in the world. I don't even think that he wants to prove that he's the best boxer in the world. This guy just likes attention, bro. And he's willing to do anything and say anything for attention. This is why he's constantly making the racist remarks. This is why he's constantly posting dance videos. This is why he called Turkey Al-Sheikh a dictator, D-I-C-K. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Teo, man, it's like he literally sits at home and thinks in his mind, what can I do today to get everybody to talk about me? This is why he called out Terrence Bud Crawford for a fight. This is why he called out Jaron Boots Ennis for a fight. It's not because he actually wants to fight them. He just wants people to talk about him and keep his name buzzing. And he said this himself. He just did an interview 2 days ago where he said, I don't care what people say about me. I just like when they talk about me and give me some attention. I know, bro. He's an attention whore, bro. Teofimo Lopez is a certified attention whore diva. He's just like a guy like Kanye West. Kanye West literally told the world he sucked his cousin's cock for 10 years straight so everybody can talk about him. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it, y'all. So yesterday, it was announced that the Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez fight was made for August 16th in Saudi Arabia. This is the same date as the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch. And we were all excited for it, right? Any real boxing fan was excited for this fight, whether you like Devin Haney or Teo. This is a fight that we've wanted for almost 10 years now, right? And this is the first time that we actually believed that it was going to happen, right? It's crazy because the day before this was announced, Teofimo Lopez did an interview where he said that he was offered $11 million to fight Devin Haney. But he made some very concerning remarks. He basically said that he has a lot going on in his personal life and he's not going to sell his soul for $11 million. He also said that he was pissed off at the fact that he wasn't able to get the fight with Jaron Boots Ennis because he was offered more money to fight Boots than what he was offered to fight Devin, right? So this is why he called Turkey Al-Sheikh a dictator. Turkey Al-Sheikh obviously didn't take too kind to the disrespect. And he called the fight off and told Teofimo Lopez to go suck a dick, right? So Teofimo Lopez realized that there's millions of dollars on the table that he's going to lose because he can't control himself from being stupid. So, he apologized. He apologized to Turkey Al-Sheikh 5 times. He started, oh, Turk, me and you are Leos. We're both lions. I didn't mean it when I called you a dictator. Bro, first of all, bro, any man that brings up a zodiac sign to another man, you're a homosexual. You're gay. What the fuck does that got to do with anything, bro? Who gives a flying fuck that you and Turkey Al-Sheikh are Leos? Who gives a fuck, bro? What does that have to do with you disrespecting that man, bro? You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean with Teo. Teo is a very weird guy, bro. But anyway, so he apologizes. Turkey Al-Sheikh accepts the apology and, he tries to make the fight again. So Devin Haney exposed this, right? So the fight was falsely announced and it was reported by credible sources too. The boxing source reported this. Dan Raphael said the fight was agreed to and made. And then Devin Haney came out on his Twitter and said that he signed his part of the fight. He said it was supposed to happen at 147, but Teo wanted to fight at 145 because he didn't feel comfortable fighting at 147. So pause. Let's stop right there, right? So that proves that Teofimo Lopez never really had any intentions of fighting Jaron Boots Ennis because Jaron Boots Ennis fights at 147 pounds. He's a champion at 147 pounds. So if you're not willing to fight Devin Haney at 147 pounds, why would you fight Jaron Boots Ennis at 147 pounds? Make that make sense. I think everybody on this planet would agree that right now, Jaron Boots Ennis is a bigger threat than Devin Haney. So you're willing to fight Boots at 147, but you ain't willing to fight Devin Haney at 147. So that means you was capping. That means that all of this talk about you wanting to fight Boots and you wanting to fight Terrence Crawford, it was all lies, bro. You did it because you wanted people to talk about you. You wanted people to falsely give you this respect of calling out dangerous fighters like that, when in all actuality, you had no intention of actually fighting them. So Devin Haney goes on to say that Teofimo Lopez basically turned down the fight. He never signed a contract. Devin Haney did sign the contract, and the fight is off. And then Teo himself goes on Twitter and, he confirms what Devin Haney pretty much said. He went on Twitter and tweeted that the fight is not official. It's all rumors. And then 5 minutes later, he deleted the tweet, right? Then he comes back and says 48 laws of power, face of boxing or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Teo, I don't get it. So while you were signed to Bob Arum, right? You're a free agent right now, but while you were signed to Bob Arum, which is, top rank, you always complain about not getting paid enough, right? To the point where you started disrespecting black boxers because you feel like they were getting overpaid and they were getting attention that you deserved, right? And I'll be honest with you, bro. I can understand why you feel like that, because you beat Lomachenko at a very young age, right? Like, you was the first guy to beat Lomachenko out of all of the young dudes that we like in the sport of boxing, right? Shout out to Teo for that. You beat Lomachenko in a better fashion than Devin Haney did, right? And I'm a Devin Haney fan saying that, guys. And I'm saying this because, boxing fans feel like when you're a fan of a boxer, like, you can't say nothing wrong about him. And that's not true, man. If something is true and if something ain't right, you got to call it how it is, man. I got to give credit when it's due. Teofimo Lopez beat Loma in a better fashion than Devin Haney. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that knows boxing knows that this is true, right? So you beat Lomachenko. You told us that you were highly underpaid for that fight. I think he only got paid like $100,000 or some crazy shit. He didn't get paid properly for that fight with Lomachenko, right? And you complained about you feel like you should be getting paid more. So you have your first fight with Turki Al-Sheikh against Arnold Barboza, who was an undefeated champion at the time, who was calling you out for years, by the way, and you received the highest payday of your career. So if you're being paid $11 million to fight Devin Haney in Saudi Arabia, why would you turn that down? Why? Like, somebody let me know in the comment section. Like, Teo, you've never had a pay-per-view. Besides the fight that you just had with Arnold Barboza, you've never fought on pay-per-view before. Your entire career, besides that Turk fight with Bob Arum, you have never had a single fight on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a pay-per-view star. Even your fight with Josh Taylor wasn't on pay-per-view, right? And you just got the highest payday of your career. Turki Al-Sheikh is offering you $11 million to fight Devin Haney, and you turn it down. Why? Why? This doesn't make any sense. And we could have got this fight with Teo and Dev 6-7 years ago, but you outpriced yourself. And you caused the fight to not happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ended up fighting George Kambosos instead, when your promoter Bob Arum didn't want you to fight George. He wanted you to fight Devin Haney. You went against his wishes. The fight went up for purse bid. Triller bought it, right? You end up fighting George Kambosos after the fight was pushed back 2 or 3 times. You get dropped, and you dropped him too, right? But you lost the fight. You suffered your first loss, and you had all of these excuses about why you lost. First, it was bronchitis. Then you said you had COVID. Then you said that you had fluid in your lungs. Then you said that you ate a weed edible before the fight, and you thought you was gonna die during the fight because you were high off of an edible. Like, Teo, you had all of these excuses about why you lost to George Kambosos, bro. You know what I'm saying? When the only reason that happened is because you refused to fight Devin Haney. So now you have another opportunity 7 years later to fight Devin Haney make the most money you've ever made in your career, and you decline it. So at this point, bro, we just gotta call it what it is, man. Teo's a fraud. He's a clown, and we shouldn't believe anything that comes out of his mouth, bro. We just shouldn't, because this makes absolutely no sense. And to the Teofimo Lopez fans out there, because once again, I know that there's boxing fans out here. It don't matter what your favorite fighter do. Your favorite fighter could suck a dick and you would leave a comment and say, good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to the Teo fans out there, you know, who is Teo gonna fight next? Boots don't want to fight him. He doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. Terrence Crawford don't want to fight him. Who is Teo gonna fight next? Is he gonna fight Rolly? Is he gonna fight Ryan? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is he gonna fight next? Like, this fight with Teo and Dev, this is gonna be a big fight because of the history. You got the two fathers backing their sons. You got Teo Sr. who talks a lot of shit. You got Bill Haney who talks a lot of shit. Shout out to Bill Haney, man. You feel me? And then you got Teo and Dev who have this long rivalry. We were supposed to bing at this fight. These dudes faced off with each other 6-7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And once again, we're not going to get this fight because of Teofimo Lopez. So let me know what y'all think about this video, man. It's your boy Wavy. Subscribe, leave a comment, share the video. I'm out.